Hello everybody, we're back again finishing up our series on the Ultimate Wellness Program. And in the Ultimate Wellness Program, a product that I feel is the centerpiece of that Ultimate Wellness Program is our LivingWater system. This system will produce ionized, wetter, alkaline, healthy living water. Now I'm going to turn it on right now, and I've got it set to 9.5. I guess you can see it coming up to 9.5. We tend to drink the water that's at 9.5 most of the time, and I'm going to pour myself a glass of this water and just have a quick little sip of it. But even when I do that, a lot of times people will say, water that's wetter, water that's ionized, has a negative ionic charge, water that's pH balanced. What is that good for? What does it do? And we had a video not too long ago where I offered for a Christmas present a bottle of our Refuel, the Essentials for Life. And whatever food you're eating, whatever good nutrients you're taking in your body, whatever supplementation program you're on, if the water that you're drinking is wetter, if it's ionized, if it's pH balanced, it's going to have a very, very positive effect on the health of your body. Now tonight we're just going to do 2 or 3 little experiments, and we're going to talk about how this water is wetter. And a lot of times people say to me, wetter water, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now I'm going to take for right now and just run some tap water through here. Watch me do it. This is tap water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with tap water right here. In the second glass that you see right here, I'm going to put the 9.5 LivingWater, just like we had before, the one that I was drinking. You say, why am I doing that? But you'll see in just a second. We're going to show you how much wetter this water is than tap or bottled water. In the third glass, I'm going to put some bottled water. In fact, some very, very expensive bottled water. This bottle right here goes for $2 for the bottle right there. And I'm going to put this right behind it so we know that this is bottled water. I won't even give you the brand name, but you can probably see it. And then on the fourth glass, we're going to do some more 9.5 LivingWater. And what I've got right here, so we've got tap water that some people are drinking. We've got 9.5 LivingWater. Then we've got bottled water. And then we've got LivingWater again. I'm going to take a bag of green tea. And again, these are all room temperature. I mean, we just got them out of the sink, or they're sitting right there. They're green tea, and the water is room temperature. And what we're going to do is we took the tap water right here, and we're going to bounce that around, for 10, 20, 30 seconds, something like that. And you can see that the water color changes just a little bit, and that's tap water. Now we take and we put it in LivingWater, and you say to yourself, wow, why did that change so fast? Well, if our 9.5 LivingWater is wetter than tap water or bottled water, it's going to hydrate better. We work with a lot of high school, college, and even professional athletes, and their coaches and their strength and conditioning coaches are always saying, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And a lot of times they're giving them things that don't hydrate. So there's the second one, and you can see what happened. Now we're going to go back to the bottled water, and you say, well, now we've got it wet, we've got it hydrated. We're going to go back to the bottled water. We're going to bounce it around again for 10, 20, 30 seconds. And you're looking at that thing right there, and you're saying, well, why didn't it change? Again, the LivingWater is wetter. Sometimes we'll even have coaches that'll say, well, I can see what happened here. The first water, your tap water, got this wetter, so it would change color and it hydrated. Well, we put it in here for about the same length of time. Water changed very slightly. Let's come back to our healthy LivingWater and see if it hydrates any better. We bounce it around for just a couple seconds, and whammo, the color's changing again. So if you're out there saying, well, I just have to drink more water, and you've seen our video that says you should be drinking half your weight in ounces per day. So if I weigh 160 pounds, I should be drinking 80 ounces of water. But one of the points of water is you want it to hydrate. 9.5 alkaline ionized healthy living water will hydrate so much better than almost any other water that's out there. Now, the other thing that we're going to look at is that to be very, very healthy, you've seen a couple of our other videos, if your blood pH is right near 7.365, you're as healthy as you can get. Well, our diet, the foods we eat, the things that we drink tend to be very, very, very acidic. We're going to do a video very shortly on oxidative stress that I'll be talking about. As your body gets more acidic, you're more prone to disease. We want to stay slightly alkaline. So what we're going to do here is we're also not just going to test for the hydrating effect, but we're going to test and see what the pH of some kind of favorite things is. Again, we're going to go back to tap water. I'm just running this through the tap water right here. I'm going to do a tap water, and we're not going to do quite as much because there's a little thing in the experiment we want to show you. Then I've got another bottle of water. This one isn't quite as expensive. This is probably what you'd get at the grocery store, or in a case of it at Sam's or wherever. So we've got bottled water. The next thing, those coaches are always saying, you got to get the electrolytes. You got to get those things so you can really, really hydrate. And we've got a bottle of a favorite sports drink right here. And then finally, we're going to take something that Mom or Grandma would say, hey, if you're not feeling good, you've got an upset stomach, don't they always say take Sprite or take 7-Up or something like that? Well, we're going to put a little Sprite in there. And now we're going to finish with, just like we started out right here, we're going to finish with a glass of 9.5 ionized alkaline water. We're going to make sure it gets to 9.5 as we're running it. And we're going to take the 9.5 water. And now remember, to be healthy, 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 you want your blood pH to be 7.365. Anytime you're eating, drinking, taking anything that's acidic or highly acidic, it's going to affect the blood chemistry. Now, I've got a little vest on right here, a little apron, and on here we have the pH chart, and you can see what the pH at 7 is. That's neutral. Over here at 8, that's slightly alkaline. 9, that's 100 times more alkaline than 7. 10, that's 1,000 times more alkaline. And as you go the other way, when we go to the green, that's slightly acidic, 6.0. Then the yellow, 5.0, or then over here kind of to the red, that's 1,000 times more acidic than 7. Well, let's see what we're doing if we're just taking in the tap water each day. Let's say you're out there and you're saying, well, I don't think tap water is any worse than you know, the bottled water. I've heard it might have chlorine in and pharmaceuticals and fluoride and all kinds of stuff, but I don't think it's that bad. So we're going to put this in here, and we're going to see what tap water is. Remember, as we drink and take in things that are acidic, it'll affect our blood pH. I want you all to Google oxidative stress, and as we become more acidic, something called oxidative stress is set up, which causes inflammation, which causes pain. Here we are, tap water, supposed to be 7. I don't know if it's 6, but probably between 6 and 7. So slightly acidic. Now, this bottled water should be a good bit better because we bought that from the store. We wanted to make sure there wasn't chlorine in it. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have all the junk in it that we might have in the tap water. So we're going to test this right here. And the bottled water, again, is over here about 6.0. Pretty close to the tap water. Maybe a little bit less acidic than the tap water, but very close, 6.0. Then we've got the Propel, and now here the coaches are saying hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Oh, and I probably shouldn't have said that. I should have just said sports drink rather than using a brand name. But we're going to test that out, and we're going to see what we got there. Now remember, as our body becomes more and more acidic, it can also become more dehydrated. As it becomes dehydrated, we set up that oxidative stress. As we take in things that are acidic, remember when you guys work out, the coach will always say there's going to be a lactic acid buildup. So work it out, hydrate. Well, here we're taking in something that's highly acidic. It's 4.55. What about the soft drink that the mom or the grandma says, wow, we should take that if our stomach is upset? We take that, and again, we're down here in this 5, maybe even 4.5 range right in here. As we take in things that are acidic, our blood pH tends to become more acidic. can get sick. Last, what we're going to do is we're going to take our healthy living water and we're going to test that. And now, where we wanted to keep our pH alkaline, we look at this right over here, and we're all the way, I'll slosh that around a little bit more. We're all the way over here where we're at 9.5, right where we tested it, staying alkaline. Now, let's say that you've been drinking this for a long time. You've been drinking tap water or bottled water for a long time. Well, even if you've been drinking tap water for a long time, which is slightly acidic, if you switched over and started to drink our alkaline water, now you watch the pH right here, our alkaline water, it wouldn't take very long and you would start to balance your pH. If you've been drinking bottled water, it wouldn't take all that long, and again, you'd start to balance the pH. Now, what if you've been drinking those soft drinks for a long time, or you've been drinking those sports drinks for a long time? Because again, this is a logarithmic scale, and this over here is 1,000 times more acidic than 7. If you're drinking soft drinks or you're drinking sports drinks, it would take a lot longer to change. Now, how else do we use our system? You see a couple pieces of fruit right here. Sometimes you'll read, and what I did right there is I just switched it over to the acidic side. Sometimes you'll read about fruits or lettuce that they get it from the store, and it may have something on it that you don't like Giardia, E. coli, Salmonella. If I put it on the acidic side, it acts as an antiseptic. So I can clean off fruit with the acidic side. I can clean the countertops with the acidic side. When I'm done getting any bugs off, now I'm going to switch it all the way to alkaline, and we will soak our tomatoes or our grapes that we buy from the store in the alkaline, which is a fat emulsifier. And so when pesticides are put on with an oil base, this will get rid of them. You'll rinse these off like tomatoes, and you'll see a yellowish oil come off when you do it. So we not only use our living water to drink so we can balance our pH and hydrate, we also use it to wash off the vegetables. We're also totally aware that because we're balancing the pH and because it's hydrating, it's much more hydrating than other things we could drink, any supplementation program that we're on, whether it's our Refuel the Essentials for Life or any supplementation program, is going to be more effective because our body is going to be hydrated, use those nutrients even better. So with that, that's the last one in the Ultimate Wellness Program, and we feel like the healthy living water machine right here that makes alkaline ionized water is the central point in our Ultimate Wellness Program.